50% of small businesses fail within 5 years. What if the reason you feel behind is that you are racing a clock that was never real? You scroll, you see launches, you see six figures in 6 weeks, you see overnight success stories, and somewhere inside, a voice whispers, why not me? Why not me? Come on, type it in the chat. Why not me? Because there's somebody that might be watching this episode or listening to this episode and you're questioning, why not me? But what if fast is not proof of success? What if fast is proof of fragility? And on that note, I will be right back.
Yeah. Welcome to the Pulse, where the paper gets cracking. Creativity and strategy make it all happen. You ain't gotta sell, just market with flair. Put your brand on the map and leave them in despair. Smooth as jazz notes, the deals get closed. Ideas flowing like rivers, watch them explode. Through each campaign, we paint with precision. No need for selling, just spark the vision. Creativity reigns, we master the plan. From concept to launch, we make the stand. Strategies tight, rhythm in check. Welcome to the Pulse, where we break the neck.
Happy Marketing Monday, fam, and welcome back to the Pulse of Marketing. I'm your host, Coach LJ, and you already know the vibe. You don't have to know how to sell, but you do have to know how to market. This is where I help choir builders escape hype culture and build sustainable businesses through clarity, systems, consistency, and purpose without burnout or losing their voice. Today's truth is simple. Fast looks good, slow lasts. And we are backing that up with data. We have been conditioned to equate speed with success. Launch fast, scale fast, post fast, monetize fast. But here's the uncomfortable question. Is speed equals success? Why do so many fast brands disappear? According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 45% of small businesses fail within 5 years, not because they were not visible, because they could not sustain value long enough. Now, layer this in. Fast success feels believable because it satisfies three human instincts: comparison, urgency, and social proof. However, marketing psychology shows that perceived momentum often replaces real progress. And that will lead to the comparison trap. According to Pew's research, 72% of social media users compare their progress to others. The problem: you compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. And seeing success repeatedly online creates a false belief. If everyone else is growing fast, I must be behind. But most growth stories online are edited narratives. And entrepreneurship online usually evolves two phases: the beginning or the breakthrough. What you really see is the messy middle. And the messy middle is where real businesses are built. Now that we understand the psychology behind this pressure, let us discuss the structural differences between fast and durable growth. A Harvard Business Review research shows that companies that prioritize long-term customer relationships grow more sustainably than those that chase short-term acquisition spikes. What that means is the fast grabs attention and the slow builds trust. and compound trust. Today, we are not doing 3 points. We are doing a contrast where we will speak about the fast path for a moment. See, the fast path, launch loudly, spend heavily on ads, optimize for virality, and chase scale before systems. Fast growth usually comes from tactics, ads, trends, virality. Durable growth comes from strategy, positioning, retention, and community. Michael Porter's strategy research offers an important insight. Competitive advantage comes from positioning, systems, and differentiation, not speed. Speed is not strategy. Philip Kotler, the father of modern marketing, reminds us marketing is not about quick sales. Marketing is about creating and sustaining value over time, which is why so many companies that grow quickly end up collapsing under their own momentum. A McKinsey report found that companies that are overly focused on acquisitions without operational maturity experience higher churn and unstable revenue cycles. Translation: fast growth magnifies weakness. It looks impressive until it cracks. And now, let us discuss the slow path, where it tests before announcing, monetize intentionally, focus on retention, and build ecosystems, not audience. Bain and Company felt that increasing customer retention by just 5% can boost profits by 25 to 95%. That is not hype. That is math because retention compounds, acquisition resets. Amazon was founded in 1994. It did not become profitable until 2001. For 7 years, Jeff Bezos understood something many founders forget. Scale before structure destroys companies. Starbucks did not grow through virality. They built experience, rituals, and community. People do not just buy coffee, they buy belonging. Apple's growth was not fast, it was excessively deliberate. Product, ecosystem, and loyalty are ecosystem thinking. The companies that win in the long term do not just build products, they build ecosystems. When I started building the Now Academy, the Now University, and writing Quit or Shut Up, I did not quit my 9 to 5. My job was not my limitation. It was my venture capital. And there were moments I could have pushed harder for attention. But instead of asking, will this go viral? I started asking, will this still matter in 5 years? That question slowed me down and strengthened everything. Authority does not always explain itself. Let me show you what this looks like in real business terms. While people online might be announcing launches, I am building curriculum, systems, structure, and community. Let me tell you one secret. Quiet work compounds, and quiet builders focus on 4 things: clarity, systems, consistency, and trust. Noise is optional, but structure is mandatory. That is why this book launch matters.
What if the biggest thing holding you back isn't failure? What if it's quitting too soon? Every year, people walk away from dreams, businesses, goals, and opportunities, not because they lacked talent, but because they stopped before the breakthrough. I know that feeling personally, the self-doubt, the overthinking, the frustration of starting strong and losing momentum. That's exactly why I wrote my new book, Quit or Shut Up: How to Transform Your Life or Business in 90 Days. This is not just a motivational book, it's a challenge, a blueprint, a wake-up call. Inside this book, I'll help you build discipline, develop consistency, shift your mindset, and stop making emotional decisions that sabotage your future. Because success doesn't come from motivation alone, it comes from execution. This book was written for the entrepreneur, the dreamer, the creator, the person who knows they're capable of more, but keeps getting stuck in cycles of stopping and restarting. And now, it's time to break that cycle. Quit or Shut Up officially releases July 14th, and pre-orders are available now. As a special bonus, early book purchasers will also receive exclusive access. Because this is bigger than a book, this is a movement toward execution, discipline, and transformation. The real question is, are you going to keep quitting emotionally, or will you start executing intentionally? Pre-order your copy today, and let's build together.
Quit or Shut Up is not just a book. It is a 90-day challenge ecosystem. It combines community, accountability, and execution. And I am not launching for a moment. I am building an academy, a university, and a leadership pipeline. Here's another gem for you. Slow systems build generational impact. Galatians 6:9 reminds us, let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Harvest always follow process. Mark 4 teaches something powerful. A farmer plants a seed and waits. The soil works before the harvest appears, and business works the same way. Habakkuk 2:2 reminds us, write the vision and make it plain. Vision has a way of slowing us down, but that is not weakness. That is wisdom. Vision forces us to build intentionally instead of reacting emotionally. It brings perspective to our decisions and purpose to our process. So today, get clear about your vision. When your vision is clear, it places your business in the proper perspective and helps you build with purpose, not pressure. Nike and Gymshark prove the same lesson. Fast grabs attention, but slow builds legacy. Consider Nike. Founded in 1964, Nike did not begin as a global powerhouse. For years, it was simply a small distributor of shoes. But during that time, they focused on the right foundation, building strong athlete relationships, innovating their products, and cultivating a community around performance and identity. Those priorities eventually transformed a small distributor into one of the most influential global brands in the world. Jim Sharp tells a similar story. It did not begin as a billion-dollar fitness brand. It started in a garage in 2012 when Ben Francis was just 19 years old, screen printing shirts and shipping orders himself. There were no celebrity endorsements, no massive advertising campaigns, and no overnight explosion of success. Instead, Jim Sharp focused on community, relationships with athletes, and authentic connection with its audience. They send apparel to micro influencers. They built digital fitness tribes. They prioritize loyalty over mass exposure. By 2015, they were generating millions. By 2020, the company was valued at over $1 billion. But here's the part most people skip. For years, Jim Sharp reinvested into the foundation of the brand, infrastructure, community events, athlete relationships, and direct to consumer systems. They did not rush into retail. They did not chase every trend. They built identity before expansion. We have to understand that fast growth amplifies, slow growth fortifies. According to McKinsey, brands prioritizing ecosystem design grow 1.8 times faster long term than those focused solely on acquisition. Being research shows companies with strong customer loyalty spend 30 to 40% less on paid acquisitions than competitors chasing visibility. That is not hype. That is structure. So are you building fast or durable? Let us make this personal. Are you optimizing for views or retention? If a post gets 10,000 views but nobody returns, did it build anything?
What's up, family? Let me ask you something real. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything? Watching videos, saving content, taking notes, but still not getting results? You've got ideas, you've got motivation, you've got potential, but something still feels missing. And deep down, you know you're capable of more. Today, I'm going to show you why that's happening. And more importantly, how to fix it. Because today is not about motivation, today is about structure, execution, and results. Let's call it what it is. Most people are not failing because they lack talent. They're failing because they lack four things: clarity. You don't fully know what to build, whom to serve, or how to position yourself, so you keep starting and restarting. Then comes structure. You've got ideas, but no system. Your business currently looks like this: random content, inconsistent action, and no clear path to money. Then there's execution discipline. You're motivated one day, stuck the next. Without consistency, nothing compounds. And finally, this is the big one. You're building alone. Let's be real. Building alone is hard. No feedback, no accountability, no guidance. So you overthink, delay, and doubt yourself. Information is not your problem. Direction is. Let me take you back for a second. I've been there, trying to figure it out, trying different things, second guessing myself. And what I realized was this: I didn't need more information. I needed a system. That's what changed everything. And that's why I built what I'm about to share with you today. Most people build like this: idea, action, confusion, then quit. But successful builders move differently: identity, clarity, structure, execution, then results. You don't build a business first, you build a builder. That's why people fail every 90 days, not because they lack talent, but because they lack identity, alignment, and systems. So the question becomes, what does it actually take to build the right way? That's where this comes in. This is not just a course, this is a system for transformation. Inside the Total Business Access Bootcamp, you get clarity: what business to build, who to target, how to position yourself. You get structure, step-by-step roadmaps, marketing systems, sales systems, and real execution frameworks. You get execution, weekly action steps, accountability, and real-world implementation. And most importantly, you get community. You're no longer building alone. You're surrounded by people who are building, growing, and holding each other accountable. Inside the bootcamp, we focus on purpose. Why are you building? Product. What are you offering? People. Who are you serving? Process. How do you deliver consistently? Profit. How do you make money and scale? This is where most people get stuck. You'll gain clarity in all five. Now, let's address what you're probably thinking right now. I don't have enough money. That's exactly why you need structure. Because staying stuck costs more. I don't have enough time. You don't need more time. You need better direction. I'm not ready yet. You don't get ready first. You get started, then grow into it. So here's the move. If you're serious, if you're tired of guessing, and if you're ready to build with clarity, then join the Total Business Access Bootcamp. This is where ideas become structure, structure becomes execution, and execution becomes results. And remember, you do not have to build alone anymore. The life you want, the business you see in your head, and the impact you know you're capable of, it's not far away, but it does require a decision to stop watching and start building. So the real question is, are you going to keep waiting or step into your next opportunity? Let's build your business, your brand, and your future. Join us now and let's get to work together.
See, retention compounds and views evaporate. Do you have repeat buyers? Repeat customers spend 67% more than new ones. If you are constantly replacing customers, you are not scaling, you are restarting. Could your business survive 60 days without new traffic? If marketing were to pause tomorrow, would revenue collapse? That question reveals infrastructure. Do you own compounding assets, email lists, community, curriculum, long form content, or are you renting attention? Newsflash, but deep down, you already know that social media is rent to land. Algorithms can change, platforms disappear, and own assets endure. Will your offer stand without social media? If Instagram disappeared tomorrow, will your positioning still carry weight? That is the quiet builder test. Ask yourself something honestly. If Instagram disappeared tomorrow, would your business survive? Something to think about. If not, you are not scaling, you are renting attention. And every adorable business owns an email list, a community, long form content, and products. These are compounding assets, and own assets compound, and borrow platforms fluctuate. This week, stop asking, will this post perform? Start asking, will this help my best customer stay longer? Run everything through that filter for 7 days. Watch what changes. If you only do one thing this week, build one compounding asset. Not noise, not more posts, an asset, an onboarding system, a retention sequence, a repeatable offer, a feedback loop, an email segment. Compounded assets create slow strength, and slow strength survives algorithm shifts. So ask yourself again, will this decision help my business in 1 year, 3 years, or 5 years? Most viral decisions fail the 5-year test, and durable businesses survive algorithm changes, economic shifts, and trend cycles. Why? Because their foundation is not hype, it is trust. Momentum impresses people. Legacy outlives trends. The goal is not attention. The goal is endurance. This is not about slowing down because you are scared. It is about slowing down because you are strategic. Fast makes you feel productive. Slow makes you durable. And durable wins decades. Now, ask something real. What are you rushing right now that actually needs reinforcement, not speed? Drop that in the comments, not for me, but for you. This week's assignment, I would like you to do one thing differently. Instead of asking, will this go viral? Ask, will this strengthen my ecosystem? By building one asset, one email automation, one onboarding system, one community discussion, and one long form teaching piece. Because compounding assets strengthen durable businesses over time. If you build something meaningful every week for 90 days, you will have something most entrepreneurs never build: infrastructure. If you have realized you do not need more motivation, you need structure. That is exactly why the Now University, Quit or Shut Up, and the 90-Day Challenge exist. This is not hype. It is not an overnight success. Yet, it is structure, accountability, and systematized. So, you can build something that still stands when trends shift. You do not need to win fast. You need to last long enough to win. Fast looks impressive. Slow builds legacy. And as I always remind you, you don't have to know how to sell, but you do have to know how to market. Allow me to leave this with you. Fast growth amplifies mistakes, weak systems, and bad offers, which is why it breaks. Slow growth fortifies trust, systems, community, and reputation, which is why it lasts. You do not need to grow faster. You need to grow stronger. The entrepreneurs who win in the long term are not the loudest. They are the most consistent. Fast looks impressive, but slow builds legacy. If you are ready to stop chasing hype and start building structure, that is exactly why the Now University exists. I would like to inform you that the Quit or Shut Up book launched on July 14th, and you can pre-order it now. If this episode helped you, subscribe to the podcast, follow, rate, and share this podcast with someone building quietly. This is Coach LJ, and if you enjoyed this episode, stay tuned to next week's episode titled, You Are Not Behind, You Are Becoming. And I would like to leave with you some encouraging words. Stay visible, stay valuable, stay doable, and you already know what's coming next. Deuces! Peace!
What if the biggest thing holding you back isn't failure? What if it's quitting too soon? Every year, people walk away from dreams, businesses, goals, and opportunities, not because they lacked talent, but because they stopped before the breakthrough. I know that feeling personally, the self-doubt, the overthinking, the frustration of starting strong and losing momentum. That's exactly why I wrote my new book, Quit or Shut Up, How to Transform Your Life or Business in 90 Days. This is not just a motivational book, it's a challenge, a blueprint, a wake-up call. Inside this book, I'll help you build discipline, develop consistency, shift your mindset, and stop making emotional decisions that sabotage your future. Because success doesn't come from motivation alone, it comes from execution. This book was written for the entrepreneur, the dreamer, the creator, the person who knows they're capable of more, but keeps getting stuck in cycles of stopping and restarting. And now, it's time to break that cycle. Quit or Shut Up officially releases July 14th, and pre-orders are available now. As a special bonus, early book purchasers will also receive exclusive access. Because this is bigger than a book, this is a movement toward execution, discipline, and transformation. The real question is, are you going to keep quitting emotionally, or will you start executing intentionally? Pre-order your copy today and let's build together.